Hello, everybody. Well, another case that I reported on quite a while back is back in the news again. It's the Madeline Kingsbury case. It's a really sad case. Minnesota mother of two, who was unalived. Again, another case of DV guys. And, how many times do we have to see this happen before something is done about it, right? So I want to encourage you, go to my playlist for Madeline Kingsbury and watch the other videos. They were from a while back. I'm going to just kind of catch us up on what was going on. Adam Fravel was her live-in boyfriend, and she was actually trying to get away from him and leave him at the time that she went missing. She was 26 and she went missing on March 31st of 2023. And her body was found off a remote Minnesota highway on June 7th. Adam Fravel, who was the father of her children, is believed to have been the last person to see her alive. And after law enforcement found her remains, they arrested him, and he was charged with 2 counts of second-degree unaliving in connection to her death. What happened on the day that she went missing on March 31st at 8 a.m., she dropped off her 2 children at daycare, and Adam was with her, and they were in her 2014 blue Chrysler Town & Country. At 8:15 a.m., they returned to her home on the 400 block of Cary Drive in Winona, Minnesota. Her sister, Megan Kingsbury, told Fox 9 it was at this time she received the last text message from Maddie. Maddie was just responding to a funny photo that she had sent her the night before. At 10 a.m., the children's father reportedly told police he left the house around 10 a.m. in a dark van. When he returned home later in the day, he claimed that Maddie was not there. From 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m., police said a van matching Maddie's was driven on County Road 12 and Highway 43 in Winona County, and then southbound on Highway 43 toward the eastern part of Fillmore County. Then the van traveled back toward Winona on Highway 43 and remained in the driveway of the home from 1:30 p.m. onward. Police did not say who was driving the van. Maddie had failed to show up to work. She worked at the Mayo Clinic in Rochester. She never picked up her 2 children from daycare and did not make alternate arrangements for anyone else. Her family, of course, tried to contact her, and they realized that no one had heard from her all day, which was highly unusual. So that's when they started to get concerned, okay? So on April 1st, they reported her missing, which is when they could. And I mean, the search was huge, guys. The search was huge. Her body was found on June 7th near some property that Adam's parents owned. Not on their property, but near, very near. I'm trying to find that spot. So this is Maddie. Beautiful, isn't she? Or wasn't she, I guess I should say. Beautiful, beautiful. This was her Town & Country van. This was her and Adam. And some of the searching that they were doing, people were out there doing grid searches and all kinds of things. And then this is Adam, his mugshot. So I'm just going to keep her picture up because it's her we're talking about, right? So a Fillmore County deputy was on a remote stretch of Highway 43 where her van was seen, just north of Mabel, Minnesota, near the border of Iowa, investigating a tip related to an electronic device or electronic evidence. And the deputy checked a wooded area next to the gravel road and found her remains in some brush. Winona police said the body was found using information generated during her investigation, the investigation about her. The general area had previously been searched by law enforcement and volunteers, but Maddie's body was concealed in such a way that her body was not visible from the road. So this is a good example, guys, of something can be searched, but it can be missed. And I say that in the Sebastian Rogers case, right? You know, it doesn't hurt to search and research. It really doesn't. So at 5:20, the body was found right around 1:30 p.m. on June 7th, and about 5:20, Adam Fravel, the father of her two children, were arrested without incidents at a residence in Mabel, Minnesota. He was booked into Winona County Jail on a probable cause of intentional second-degree unaliving in relation to her death. Police previously said Fravel was the last person to see Maddie alive. The autopsy said she died of homicidal violence, and that there was a towel wrapped around her neck and head. So you can kind of glean from that what you will. So let me see. I'm going to show you the video of the verdict from the jury. Let me take this off here, present my screen, and then we'll show you the sentencing.
Back, we have breaking news. A verdict has now been reached in the Adam Fravel murder trial. Let's go to Bill Keller joining us live at the courthouse in Mankato. Bill, tell us about the verdict. Good morning.
Guilty on all 4 counts, Tom. After 3 long weeks, the jury has handed down its decision in this murder trial that, of course, was moved from Winona to Blue Earth County. 30-year-old Adam Fravel charged with a total of those 4 counts. After hearing from countless witnesses, the big question the jury had to decide is whether or not he should be found guilty on one or all of those 4 separate charges, including first-degree murder, both premeditated and with a pattern of domestic abuse. After deliberating for less than 10 hours, that jury reached a unanimous verdict. The 6 men and 6 women who were chosen to decide this case, returning the verdict of guilty on all counts. At trial, Maddie's family and friends testified about how Adam Fravel used physical violence and emotional manipulation to control that couple's volatile relationship. In fact, prosecutors said that Fravel had been abusive and controlling, and that he became jealous after Maddie told him that she wanted to break up and call it off. During closing arguments, the prosecution even told jurors that Fravel had the motive, the means, and the opportunity to kill the 26-year-old mother of his 2 kids. And ultimately, that jury agreed. Tom, the family of Maddie Kingsbury was in court for the verdict. When it was read, you'll remember they were not able to attend this trial because they were witnesses at it. And the judge sequestered all those witnesses for the entire 3-week run. A sigh of relief from the family this morning, but that will not bring their daughter back. Fravel now being held without bail. He faces life in prison. Sentencing now set for January 17th. Back to you.
All right, guilty on all 3 counts. Adam Fravel and our Bill Keller bringing us the latest information from Mankato. Bill, thanks so much.
Okay, so they said January. They said January 17th, but it was actually a couple hours ago. So they must have moved it up. We are going to listen to that one. And you're actually going to hear from Adam Fravel. Now, I want to just caution you, on this video, there is audio trouble. So it's not me. I thought it was me before. But then the TV station actually said, guys, we're experiencing some audio issues. It's from the courthouse, so it's like they have a short or something. Is what it sounds like to me. The court has a short in their audio. All right, here we go. Can you see it all right? Okay.
Is there anything else you want to say before I impose sentence?
Very briefly. I never caused harm to Maddie, and I am innocent. Thank you.
Interesting.
Today, this courtroom serves as a reminder of the tragic results of a planned act of violence that has forever changed the lives of at least 2 families and left a lasting impact on our community. We mourn the loss of Maddie Kingsbury, a life taken too soon by an act of unimaginable cruelty. To Maddie's family, no words from this court can undo what has been taken from you. The verdict in this case affirms Maddie's worth, our commitment to justice, and our resolve to hold people accountable for such acts. To the family of the defendant, I do recognize the weight of this day for you as well. You too face a loss, though it is different from that of the victim's family. Your pain, though distinct, is not overlooked by this court. Domestic violence affects not only the victim, but entire families and communities, leaving deep scars. In this case, the greatest impact is on the 2 young children who have lost both their mother and their father.
We are experiencing some audio issues.
Everyone around them. Their suffering is a powerful reminder of the far-reaching effects of violence and the importance of addressing and preventing it. Mr. Fravel.
Sorry, guys. I know that crackling is tough to hear.
Children and on the community. It is impossible to fully understand the pain that you have caused, not only for those who love Maddie, but also for your own family, who must now deal with the consequences of your actions. You have taken from these children not just their mother, but their stability and a sense of security that every child deserves. They will carry the burden of this tragedy for the rest of their lives. Their future is forever changed by your actions. As a society, we have laws to protect the vulnerable, maintain order, and ensure accountability. When those laws are broken in such a deliberate and cruel manner, it is the court's responsibility to act. The sentence in this case will reflect the seriousness of your crime and will ensure justice for Maddie and her family. It will be a clear reminder that actions do have consequences and that violence like this will not be tolerated. Before proceeding with sentencing, I would like to acknowledge the work of law enforcement, the officers and the investigators in this case. Their efforts have been crucial in ensuring justice is served. Mr. Fravel, the jury has found you guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. Under Minnesota statutes, a defendant may not be convicted of multiple counts of murder for the same offense, arising from the same acts and involving the same victim. Therefore, you will be sentenced solely for the conviction of murder in the first degree premeditation, with the remaining charges being vacated as lesser included offenses. The sentencing worksheet is correct. This is a severity level 12 offense. Under Minnesota statute, the law mandates a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of release for first-degree murder premeditation. Therefore, Mr. Fravel, it is the judgment of this court that you be committed to the custody of the Commissioner of Corrections and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of release. The sentence reflects the severity of your actions and serves as a clear statement that such violence will not be tolerated in this community. It is my hope that today's proceedings will bring a measure of closure for those impacted and inspire collective action to prevent future tragedies of this nature. Mr. Fravel, you do have to provide a DNA sample that is pursuant to statute, and an $85 surcharge will be imposed and sent to collections. You do have the right to appeal your conviction or the sentence or both directly to the Minnesota Supreme Court. I strongly encourage you to consult with your attorney or the state public defender's office to understand your options regarding an appeal. Mr. Fravel, do you have any questions, or is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I'm good.
Anything further from the state?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so there you have it. He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. You know, I couldn't believe that he said he was never harmed her. The evidence certainly shows otherwise, so he has been found guilty in a court of law and a jury of his peers. Unanimous verdict. So I kind of disagree with the judge. I don't feel that the Kingsbury family will have any kind of closure, but I think they can find a sense of peace in knowing that there's been justice now. Justice has been had for Madeline Kingsbury. I look at her beautiful face. Gosh, guys, she just lights up, isn't she, with that smile? She's just beautiful. And it saddens me so much. Once again, DV. Once again. You know, two little children without their mother and father. You know, just very, very sad situation, right? I want to leave you with my grannyism for the day. Punishment is justice for the unjust. It's by St. Augustine. And we need to remember that should we look at, you know, like, what did he go through, right? What typically people who hurt others have been harmed themselves, right? But somewhere it's got to stop, guys. Somewhere it's got to stop. And yes, punishment and justice is part of it. But I was talking with someone earlier today, and it's true. I think it all boils back down to mental health. Just as like in the recent school shooting in Madison, Wisconsin, mental health is behind it all. Mental health is behind DV, right? Mental health is behind serial unalivers, right? Because those people are not healthy mentally. So if you know of anyone that is mentally unhealthy and needs help and they're crying out, have them call 988. If anyone is having problems with DV, please have them call 1-800-799-7233. People of DV have a hard time leaving, and that's what happened with Madeline Kingsbury, guys. Right? That's what happened. So let's learn from these things, okay? Let's learn from these things. Let's start, if we see something, to say something. And not just for crimes, right? Let's say something if we see someone who's mentally unhealthy. Yeah, it's been a rough day with all this stuff going on, guys. But I just wanted to bring this to you, kind of somewhat bring this case to a close, like I said, I encourage you to go and check out the playlist for Madeline Kingsbury. And please like, subscribe, share the video, share the playlist, guys. Become a member. We have a lot of fun in our members' lives. I come in the flesh so you can see my face. Anyway, I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching another episode of Granny's Crime Busters. We really appreciate each and every one of you. Don't forget to subscribe and like and even share the content. You can follow us on any of our other social media platforms at YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. We really appreciate you guys, and you can also email us at grannyscrimebusters@gmail.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.